Hello and welcome everybody. What's going on? My name is Shayne Static and thank you for joining me for Let's Talk God of War. So let's just do basically what we do pretty much any other time. So let's watch some God of War lore videos. Let's watch some God of War anything videos. I got this one lined up. John Ford, Sony Santa Monica delayed till 2022. The real reason why. So I thought this would be a cool one to start out with. Let's see what's happening. And I apologize right off. I am watching the comments in another monitor, so it might be slightly delayed, and I apologize.
What's up, guys and girls? Welcome to another video. In this video, Christopher Judge actually released some information as to why God of War got delayed to 2022. I retweeted one of his tweets, but I didn't read the whole string, which I'm gonna do now with you all. And at the end, I guess we'll just talk about it and have a conversation. So he goes on to say, "In my feels right now, I need to be forthcoming. This has been approved by no one. To the beloved fandom, Ragnarok was delayed because of me. August 2019, I couldn't walk. Had to have back surgery, both hips replaced, and knee surgery. They waited for me to rehab. No threats, no who do you think you are, nothing but love and support. And Sony Santa Monica has never said a word about the delay and what caused it. Studios are assholes, but this company from top to bottom should give us hope. What they did for the crew is way more that I can't talk about. But I've said to all involved, it's not the classiest thing I've ever heard about in this business. Everyone involved in the God of War franchise puts their heads and souls in every frame you see. I want to thank everyone that has allowed me to play and laugh and love and cry without judgment, but with unconditional support and love in this thing of all of ours." Last thing, Barlog told me at Tribeca that he wouldn't be directing the sequel.
I've actually heard that it is actually going to be released on the PlayStation 4 as well. It kind of makes sense, especially with the PS5 kind of like shortage that's going on, you know. Would make more sense if they would release it on PS4. That way more people would have availability to it. What's good, Shane? How are you? Hey, what's up, Kyler? Yeah, I'm good. I'm good, man. You know, just hanging out with you guys. It's a good day. Laden, John Ford's volume is so high I can't hear you. Oh, that's probably my bad, dude. Let me adjust it real quick. Ivan, what's up, dude? Let me adjust it real quick. Let's see if that's a little bit better.
I quit, no joke. He said, "Do you trust me?" Yes. He said,
Hold up. Last thing, Barlog told me that he wouldn't be directing a sequel. I quit. No joke, he said. "Do you trust me?" Yes. He said Eric is a beast. I said he better be. Update, Eric Williams is a motherfucking beast. Yo, if Christopher Judge is all for this, man, I'm down. I really am sad Cory Barlog is not directing. But if he has his full faith in Eric Williams, I have my faith in Eric Williams as well. So, Eric, you're watching, or if you see this or hear mention of it, dude, we got your back. I'm super excited.
Is a beast. I said he better be. Update, Eric Williams is a motherfucking beast. It just feels like this studio is so open and they're so loving and they're just fans just like us, and they're being so transparent lately, which is absolutely amazing, right? If you watch a lot of like videos that say what made God of War 2018 so successful, and a lot of those videos point to the communication between fans and the employees, the devs, the actors, the PR team is doing such an amazing job, but at this point, I don't even think that it's the PR team that's having everybody feel like this, right? I think it's just the people working there are just so transparent and positive, and the community in return is very transparent and positive as well, right? Christopher Judge is receiving so much positivity. The God of War community is extremely positive, which is an extremely rare thing in the video game industry, and I
Yeah,
really
it
do
is.
believe
Yes, it
it's
is.
because of people like Christopher, the management team at Santa Monica, right? Like, they don't ignore fans, right? Everybody is putting like the fans first. A lot of these AAA studios, especially the ones I follow, I don't just follow God of War. I'm a part of a lot of different communities for a lot of different video games, and none of them have this level of transparency and love for the fans for them to even put information like this out there, because they just feel like the fans deserve to know. Everything is very secretive with their developers, and that's not a bad thing. I guess people don't want to slip up or say something they're not supposed to, but this studio, the transparency and the love and this need to inform the fans about everything, it's amazing. It's unprecedented, you know, to the point where they're hiring famous YouTubers like Alana Pierce, for example, who I've been following for about 4 years since, you know, she started.
Friends would walk up to me and just be like, "What the f is in your mug?" And I would just tell them,
That's in your mug. Yeah. There we are. Yes. Hey, sorry I'm late. Hey, it's all good, Savage. We're gonna be hanging out for a while today, so I'm glad you joined in. See, raising Kratos, dude, I have seen that probably 10 times. Probably 10 times. Probably more, actually. John Ford. Hey, I love John Ford. I think he's such a cool dude. He's actually reached out to me a couple of times. He's a really cool dude. Class act. Or please see Dotness God of War Challenge. I will have to look that up because I haven't heard of that yet. I have done all my office work because I want to enjoy Shayne's stream. Sheesh, dude, what's up? I appreciate you. I became a fan of this franchise in 2006 when I first played God of War. I've never had a reason to not trust Sony Santa Monica, like Marvel and the Marvel comic universe. They know what they're doing. I couldn't agree more. Absolutely. I have my full trust in Sony Santa Monica. They are not going to do wrong by Kratos. I've actually been a fan since 2019. I think it was 2018. No, it wasn't because of the God of War 2018 coming out. I took a really long break from video games for a while because I don't know, I just focused on music for a long time. And when I first started getting back to it, I started doing YouTube, and I first started that in 2018. And one of my videos that I did, or video series, if you will, was God of War, the first God of War, back in 2004, and I fell in love then. And then played God of War 2018 because I just couldn't wait to see the new one, and I fell in love ever since. So that's my story of God of War. Dante God of War Challenge. I will check it out for sure. You're my favorite YouTuber. Dude, thank you so much, Savage. That means a ton, dude. Seriously. Yeah, I've done my homework quickly just for you. Aladdin, yeah, appreciate you, man. God, I hate homework. I hated school, to be honest. Stay in school, though. Please stay in school. Hey Shayne, do you think that in early alpha stage God of War 1, the red marks on Kratos' body and face were just decided to be blue? I actually haven't heard that at all. It might very well have been blue. I haven't actually heard that before. That's actually really cool. I might check that out a little later. Because being blue would definitely change up Kratos' look. I mean, red's such a abrasive color. It's done some color theory. That's why you see a lot of red and yellow in my thumbnails. Red and yellow, the most eye-catching colors. Red means energy and excitement and everything else, and I think God of War kind of went with that as well. No problem. Thanks, Savage. All right, back to the video.
working at Funhouse. I don't remember how long ago that was, and she is just a hilarious person, especially when they were playing Mario Party drunk, and there was a moment where she couldn't stop laughing. I just love watching a lot of peers. To people like Young Yeah, who's doing voices for certain characters, I believe like enemies he's doing voices for, and I've been obsessed with Young Ye's channel since like 2013 2014. Around Metal Gear Solid 5 is when I started watching his videos. And fun fact, without Young Ye's videos, my channel would have never even existed. If you look at my early uploads, like they're uploads of me literally copying Young Ye's thumbnail because I just wanted to get his attention. I even made like a shout out video because, of course, if my ass with 10 subscribers makes a video with Young Ye's name, he would obviously see it. Like, I was a huge Young Ye fan, and my channel is literally
we'll check it out after this
based
video,
off
okay?
what he used to do back in the day with Metal Gear. And the fact that like Santa Monica is hiring YouTubers, they let me, I'm an awkward dude, and they let me talk to Corey and Eric, and Corey and Eric are they're just fucking fans, right? When I asked them the questions that I did, the reason why I went with those questions is because I wanted to get them know them as human beings, right? And their take on God of War and their love for God of War, and they're just fans. And I'm starting to get this with every single developer, every single like actor, every single lead artist or environmental artist, from Bruno to Ruben to Raph, to all of these big names on Twitter. They're constantly talking to fans. Freya, actress Danielle, they're always talking to fans, man. And it's like this positivity is just, it's amazing, right? To the point where this company doesn't feel like a company, doesn't feel like a corporation. It feels genuine. It feels human. I think that's the right term, right? And that's a feeling I don't get with any other AAA studio.
Seriously though, Sony Santa Monica is fantastic, and I love how he gets into like other YouTubers that actually influence him and influence his channel. Like, I'm actually influenced by some kind of off-topic people. The person who actually got me into YouTube is actually Jared Dines, to be honest. Yeah, Jared Dines, a music comedian guy. I used to have a music channel before I ever had a gaming channel. To be honest, it's not up anymore. There's no videos up. But he was, Jared Dines is how I got into YouTube. But what really moved me towards video games was actually Jacksepticeye, actually. when I first started, I wanted to be the next Jacksepticeye, and then after a while I kind of just transformed into myself, I guess, if you want to say it like that. So yeah, it's kind of cool to see who influences different people, different YouTubes. Like the way I'm doing my my videos now is actually influenced by Matthew Santoro, because his moved off to a side and half of it is either a video or a photo. I really like that, so I'm trying it out. Hopefully you guys like it as well. Do you think Tyr and Kratos will get on? I think in the beginning, Tyr is not going to put up with Kratos much at all. It doesn't look like he likes him, especially since he's been to Greece. He probably knows who Kratos is, and it's probably not going to go well. Which kind of makes me excited because, you know, that just sounds like fun. God of War is my childhood. I've been in the game since I was 5 or 6 years old. Yeah, I wish I knew about it. I wish I knew about it earlier, because it's such an amazing series. It's such an amazing games. All of them are just fucking phenomenal. So I wish I got into God of War way earlier. And I'm 16 now, a savage. 60, dude, I wish I was 16 again. Seriously. Do you think Kratos will take on that big eagle in Helheim? Absolutely, Ashish. The reason why I say that, because it was cut from the first game, and they have confirmed, I forget if it's over Twitter or in an interview or something like that. I think it was an interview. That it will be in God of War Ragnarok, and it potentially might be a boss. So I think we're going up against it. Tyr got locked up pretty easy. Wonder how he compared to Ares or Kratos. I don't know if he got locked up very easily. If you see in one of the panels in God of War 2018, it's actually what looks like Thor and Odin over a chained up Tyr. So it looks like there had to be multiple gods that had to take him on. So Tyr is probably not one to laugh at. I started playing God of War since 4 years old. My uncle brought me home God of War 1 and PS2 since then. Yeah, like I said, I wish I got into God of War way sooner than I did. Before I was into God of War, I loved like the kind of classic like PS1 games, PS2 games, kind of like I love Spyro. I love Spyro. Spyro games are fantastic. I love the Sly Cooper series. Love Sly Cooper. Let's see. Love all the Mario games, like especially for the N64. Love my N64. I love my N64. I've had it since I was a kid. Like pretty much when the N64 came out, and that just dated me seriously. But love those games as well, but God of War is really taken over for sure. Watching you on 4K TV. Jackals, I'm hoping I'm saying that right. Appreciate you, man. Shayne, I think you should also watch Castlevania series. One of the best hack and slash games I've ever seen. I actually started the Castlevania anime. I'm not a huge anime person. I kind of watch like the older ones, kind of what I grew up on, kind of like the old Yu-Gi-Oh ones. I love Yu-Gi-Oh. The older Pokemon ones, I really like Pokemon. I'm so out of date of it though. Stuff like that, like Gundam Wing. I thought that was great. Dragon Ball Z kind of stuff. That's really the only ones I really watch. But Castlevania, I watched the first series, and that was pretty good. Please, Shayne, Dante God of War challenge. I know I'm saying it too much, but please, Aladdin, I promise you, we'll get there. We'll get there. Did you ever hear the new God of War name shade? Savage, you mean kind of like God of War, like the new characters that are coming out? Can you explain a little more about that? Just call me Jack. You got it, buddy. Jack it is. Jack it is. And Aladdin will watch the Dante God of War challenge after this video. There's only a couple minutes left. Okay.
This level of interactiveness has been around since forever. The individual developers and the individual actors, but all of them interacting, letting fans know what's up, is boosting this game up so much, and it doesn't come across as a PR stunt or a PR move or people telling, oh look, yeah, you're a developer, you should talk to the fans. Like, I don't know, man. Christopher Judge even in this said this was approved by nobody, and I get the feeling with all the conversations we've been having with the developers and all the interaction,
I'm sorry,
and all the likes and all the comments, and it's not just about YouTubers, it's the fucking fans in general.
It is the fans. It's all about you guys.
I don't know. I feel like
about me too. I don't know. I wouldn't go that far. Use your words, dude.
Why don't we get this with other studios, right?
Seriously, though.
I don't get why we don't get this level of openness with other companies. Why is it this company in particular that they're just so transparent and so loving with the fans, and in return, they get that love back,
because we love what they do.
I feel like this is the greatest game of all time, not just because of the story, not just because of the amazing writing, not just because of the amazing environments, not because of the amazing gameplay, but because of the amazing people behind the title and the fans interacting with those people, and those people letting them in, basically.
For sure.
I love every single person who worked on this game, or is working on this game, who made God of War 2018, from God of War 3, God of War 2, God of War 1, Chains, Ghost, Ascension, fucking God of War Betrayal, because that shit is canon. I don't know why I went on a rant there. You guys ever watch the show The Office, and like the Scranton branch is full of all these crazy fucking people, like with Michael Scott and everybody else. They're all nut jobs. However, they did the best in their company, and like the higher ups at the company was like, why the hell are these people the best salesmen? And it's because they're just goofy people. They're loving people. They're very open, and I think
I like the idea of the
that's kind of Sony Santa Monica, right? They're fun people. They're open people. They love to talk because they're fans themselves, and because they're so different than other AAA studios. I think because the fact they put themselves out there so much, like Christopher Judge just did, I think that's why God of War is the greatest game of all time.
Yeah, because God of War is fantastic.
I think that's all I really have to say. Let me know what you guys think. I know I went on a kind of a long rant there. Thank you guys for listening.
You're awesome, John. Oh, dude, I hope we get Sly 5. I love Sly Cooper, dude. You got me, Savage. Sorry that I'm late. Just got out of class. Dude, just appreciate you just swinging by. Appreciate you, Daniel. All right, so Ladin wants to check out, what was it? Dante God of War Challenge. Okay, so tell me which one I'm looking for. Like I said, it's kind of delayed. We are blessed to have Sony Santa Monica Studios. Seriously, I think I've applied to like 10 positions there and still haven't really got very far with it. I just want to voice one of the characters. Seriously, I just want to voice one of the characters. That's all I want. Dante Ravioli. Without taking damage. Okay. Let's watch it.
Now, WGME reported that the turnpike was more than 300 feet wide.
Like
the new segment of the Clean
now.
Energy Corridor
So
will only be 54 feet wide.
The more you know. Whoa, what? Okay, time out real. What is this? You got me interested. Oh, Magic the Gathering. I'm not a
What would you do?
I'm not a Magic fan. I tried, but I'm a Yu-Gi-Oh guy. You can voice the Serpent. Dude, my voice has to be way deeper for that one. I don't have that deep of a voice. Do you think that Loki or Angerboda blew the horn? I'm thinking about redoing my last video about who blew the horn in God of War. I do have a theory video up about it, and I'm thinking about doing another one. So we'll see. I do have a couple of ideas about it. Can you react to YTP Father of Boy? Yeah, let's see if we have time after this video. This seems like a long one, but if not, Savage, hit me up again next week. We'll definitely do that one again, okay?
What would you do if a shirtless man-child showed up at your front door demanding to have your child? Would you be scared? Would you feel threatened? Or would you step up as a man, defend your family, and give this man a non-consensual backflip?
Call an ambulance! Call an ambulance! But not for me!
That's right. I've went through changes, and now, instead of being mean to and assaulting my boy, I swore I'd protect him. Can you beat God of War without taking damage? Let's find out, baby. It was a Sunday morning. The birds were chirping in the cool, windy autumn air. My boy and I hunted a magical deer,
what's up,
and we
Alex?
even took out a dirty, nasty troll who just happened to live in our backyard. But then, anarchy. There was a man at the door, and I could tell from his tone of voice, he wanted my boy. I hid a trace beneath the floorboards, opened the door, and there he was.
Give me rent.
Oh god, it was Mr. Dickovich. And that's when the realization hit me. I forgot to pay my rent this month.
You're a month late again. Again.
Look, I promise that next month...
Promises were crackers. My daughter would be fat.
I'm really sorry, Mr. Dickovich, but all I got for money this month is...
Sorry, doesn't pay the rent.
Look, homie, I'm not gay, but maybe we can sort out some kind of other deal.
And don't try to sneak past me. I have ears like a cat and eyes like a rodent.
Mr. Ditkovich wasn't a man who messed around. He was gonna get his rent one way or another, whether that was done by getting my hack silver the old-fashioned way, or by kidnapping my boy and selling him on the black market. I didn't want to bring my son on this journey, but I had no choice. We needed to afford this month's rent. And so, our journey began.
It reminds me of
By the way, yes, up until this point, no damage was taken. And of course, I chose the hardest difficulty as usual. Our first challenge came when the boy and I fell through the bridge. Sure, Kratos is a beefy boy who can handle himself, but when it comes to a horde of a dozen different Draugr just freaking lunging their swords at him, he has a real tough time.
Call an ambulance!
I'd be doing so well, you know? Half the enemies would be taken out, the second wave would come in, I'd be feeling real good about myself, and then boom! Fireball to the balls. Sure, I could restart checkpoint, but all that would do is put me back at the very beginning of the fight. Like I said with my fist-only playthrough, which you should definitely watch after this video, fighting one enemy at a time was easy peasy, okay? A troll, easy. Mr. Ditkovich, no problem. It's only when these foes band together that they're an issue. Think of it this way.
What if Tyr is the final fight? In some way, Tyr can't forget Kratos' past and the atrocities that he committed, and thinking that the world would be better if Kratos dies. I don't know if he'll be the final fight. Maybe we will go up against Tyr, but he's more of a peaceful god. I don't know if we're actually gonna fight him or not. It might happen. I'm not sure. Give me rent.
One single boss is a lot easier to defeat than 5 weak enemies. It's just too much to think about. There's too many angles, too many enemies taking up the airwaves. Anyway, I don't know why I spent so much time on this part. This part hard, I got past, woohoo. We fought a revenant, fought some chill bros, and that's when Boy and I came across some cute little human enemies. Aww, did you guys lose your mommy? You can barely even hold up those heavy swords.
They were easy!
But my son didn't quite feel the same way. You see, he didn't have a bloodlust quite like I did, and killing that man, it broke his heart. I told him to grow some balls and grounded him for a week. No son of mine is gonna become a complete puss. My son was—
Sorry, dude, I keep talking over this. I do hope Njord is in there, especially since Njord is the father of both Freyr and Freya. So I hope he's in there. I think Njord's pretty cool, especially in mythology.
Clinically depressed at this point, but luckily we came across a jolly little blue man. I instantly hated him.
Does he have a name?
I don't know.
What's yours?
I don't know. Brock.
He cheered my boy up real good, and, you know, maybe I judged him before I got to know him. I had some fun squishing enemies underneath the spike trap, did a few mind-boggling puzzles, and was slowly building up my wealth. As depressing as this journey was, I knew I had to bond with Atreus along the way if I was ever to be a grade A father. Ever since his mother had died, all I had been doing was bullying him, and I knew I had to make a change. Luckily, we found some board tracks, and I knew this was the perfect opportunity to put some points into my charisma stat sheet. Atreus and I were bonding like a real father and son should. That is, until Honey came out of nowhere and smashed that discount. Just kidding, it was another troll. But yes, this video is sponsored by Honey. Honey's helping me pay my rent. Listen, we all shop online, especially with, you know, COVID. And we've all seen that promo code field taunt us. But thanks to Honey, being an epic hacker and searching for these promo codes yourself is a thing of the past. Honey is a cute little browser extension that's completely free, by the way. What Honey does is find the best promo codes on the internet for your cart. Honey supports over 30,000 stores online, so you're sure to find the codes you want. Let's say I'm shopping on JCPenney. Daddy needs a new pair of pants, so boom, I bought 25 pairs of pants. But wait a minute. It comes to $1,000? Bruv, I like me a pair of pants, but I'm not that rich. When I check out, the Honey button drops down and all I have to do is click apply coupons. I wait a few seconds while Honey finds me the best coupons, and boom bang boop, I just saved close to $300. And the best thing about it is it's very simple to install.
Can you react to God of War theory? Maybe we're getting a list of stuff up here right now, so definitely maybe.
It literally only takes 2 clicks. So I'll type in joinhoney.com/Dante, then click here, and boom bang boom, it's installed. Easy peasy, baby. Honey has found its 17 million members over $2 billion in savings. So if you don't have Honey, you could be missing out on tons of free savings. It's literally free and only takes a few seconds to install. So why not? If you want a completely free way to support me, all you have to do is install Honey using my special link, joinhoney.com/Dante. That's joinhoney.com/Dante. Thank you to Honey for sponsoring today's video. Okay, so it was me versus this demon from hell. Nothing a little punch to the kneecaps and an axe to the exposed nipples couldn't handle. Further down the trail, we found what we were looking for. Mythical Pumbaa. Atreus nailed that loser. It ran away and we were on the hunt. But I was panicking. My boy was gone!
Boy! Where are you? Boy? Atreus! Atreus!
World Serpent got away, right?
Atreus!
Atreus was all I was living for. If Mr. Ditkovich had somehow gotten his hands on him, I was worrying for no reason though, because Atreus had led me straight to a hot woman. I hadn't talked to a woman for at least the 6 hours since my wife passed away, so I was a little rusty. But I still tried the pickup line that worked on my wife all those years ago.
You call me Dark Chocolates, aka young sexy motherfucker.
Was it honorable to be flirting with a woman with my dead wife's fresh ashes in my pocket? Probably not. But I mean, come on, look at her. God damn! And so I became a simp. I carried that pig all the way to her front door, and as if that wasn't enough, I even picked her some flowers in her backyard. I was so frigging excited to get back to Freya and impress her with her own flowers that I started doing somersaults. Oh no, what would Freya do when she found out I had thrown her week's worth of food into the river? There was only one way out of this. Hey Freya, my idiot son broke all your fishing equipment and freed all your fish.
I hope there is a huge fight like
Are you serious?
I also saw him pissing on the tomatoes in your garden.
He robbed me of everything!
If it is Ragnarok,
Everything! How do you know?
we can't expect
You were just an animal!
That's what Ragnarok is.
It was getting a little bit awkward, so we decided to leave. But not before destroying every piece of furniture in her basement. Boy and I continued on. We were in open waters now, and a big statue suggested I throw my axe into the lake. And oh my goodness, we met the World Serpent. This one was extra thick. We met up with Brock again and sold everything we had accumulated on the journey. 22,000 hack silver. It was a start, but rent wasn't so cheap these days. There was still a long way to go. You know how
There's a new soap. Can you smell it?
That's pretty cool. I like it.
how it is. Fight, kill, hop, open, break, roll. 'Twas quite the adventure. And my health bar was looking as juicy as ever. Not a single hit taken so far. Now, I can confidently say that the Jeremies were one of the toughest enemies along this journey. Why? Well, because they're kind of unpredictable. You can't get too close to them without them farting all over you, and they can be anywhere. Underground, at any time. So instead of manning up, figuring out their patterns and defeating them epically, I decided to just hang back and throw my axe at them like a complete pansy. I mean, it worked out a lot better than fighting fairly, so... I took one foot into the swamp and instantly regretted it.
I'm not the one with the problem, okay? The world that seems to have a problem with me. People take one look at me and go, ah, help, run! A big, stupid, ugly ogre. They judge me before they even...
I'd probably see it if you never
The
know.
big, stupid, ugly ogre was a tough opponent, that's for sure. Especially with his super slam. But it wasn't anything I wasn't used to. The dodge came in real handy here, and eventually, the ogre was defeated. It's not easy being green. Freya got us to Alfheim, yeeted her way back home, and Boy and I found ourselves in a whole new world. Look, I always spend a lot of time in Alfheim in these videos, so I'll make it quick. Spooky muscular enemies surround us, but they turned out to be easier than I thought. Atreus and I went on a fishing trip, and my goodness was it ever a blast. Then oh my gosh, more men seem to want to kidnap my boy. Not on my watch. Oh bother, it's an ancient. I should probably talk about the ancients. These boys are unrelenting. They're like Iron Man and Orange Rock Man combined. One little taste of his chest beam, even a sliver, and boom, challenge failed. So I had to hide like a coward behind the rock and slowly whittle his health away every time he opened his chest. It wasn't a very fun strategy, but it worked. Now listen, this part was damn near impossible. The horde of level 1 weak enemies. These guys were literally the weakest enemies I encountered in the entire game, and yet this part was definitely one of the hardest. I'm not even joking. Remember what I said earlier? Even 5 weak enemies are harder to defeat than 1 super powerful enemy. This is because the weak enemies can attack from all angles. When one gets tired of attacking, the others are just getting started. So yes, it's true, I was having a really difficult time getting past this part. I mean, I feel like these guys infinitely spawned. For every step forward, I'd take 2 steps back and more enemies would take the dead guy's place.
Yeah, well.
I swear to God, if it wasn't for my special power attacks, I probably couldn't have gotten through this part. Anyway, boy and I got out of there, fought Pablo, and bounced our way back to civilization. The boy and I made our way through the mountain and gathered any bit of treasure we could. I could feel us getting close to our goal, but we weren't quite there just yet. As we took an elevator to the top of the mountain, Atreus and I both noticed something. Basically, there's not much to say here, but twice throughout the fight, maybe even thrice, the dragon falls and it looks like I take damage. But look closer. A little bit closer.
There you go,
Closer still. Too close! There. See my health bar? Yep, that's right. No damage taken. Whew. So far, so good. Phew. Dude, I can't do that sound. I'll just put it in the subtitles. A few. So far, so good. The dragon is actually pretty easy once you get his patterns and moves down. Yep. And then it's on to Mimir. Mimir was a good lad. He was Irish, he was shirtless, and he even told jokes. He was everything I was looking for in a friend. So I chopped off his head, got Freya to revive him, and then wore him on my belt. Speaking of which, yeah, Freya told me she was a god, and I got hella angry. Was it justified? No, I just wanted another excuse to vandalize her house. It was time for some side missions. The boy and I were hard at work, freeing dragons, fighting werewolves, and accidentally killing seagulls with our boat. Wolvers are the most cancer thing in the entire game. They dodge axe attacks, they have so much health, and they get really angry. The combat arena was a true bruh moment. I spent a good 25 minutes on it. It doesn't sound like much, but 25 minutes on a single fight that isn't even a boss fight is horrible. Again, it was because of the extreme amount of enemies mixed with 2 stupid ugly ogres. But like always, I was able to get through it. And now is time for the Magni and Modi fight. See, in the hierarchy of the Ditkovich family tree, Mr. Ditkovich is at the top. Then you've got Magni and Modi as his little disciples. You can also look at Mr. Ditkovich as being their pimp. And we all know what they came here for. I tried telling these losers that I didn't have the hack silver yet and to just give me a few more days. But they told me time was up and that I had to hand over my boy. So we fought. I found these 2 surprisingly difficult even though they have 2 checkpoints along their health bars. For some reason, I just couldn't get by them. I don't know, maybe I'm trash at the game. The thing is, these guys have so many weird attacks and they're both coming at me at once, and Modi tries shooting me with a lightning laser beam, and this guy is always running at me. Shit, man, I don't know. I was having a real tough time. 1 hour from the time I started my first fight, and here I was, a little loser who couldn't even beat 2 mama's boys. But then, I had an epiphany. I'd just throw my axe. For some reason, I was trying to be a cool guy. I'd run up to them, do combos, dodge epically, and then randomly get slapped by one of them, forcing me to restart the checkpoint. But I should have known. I should have learned by now. Being cool makes you a fool. Why act all cool and end up losing the fight when I can just be a wuss and throw my axe at them from 50 feet away? And so that's what I did. I chopped Magni up like yesterday's firewood, tried intimidating Modi.
You call me dark chocolate.
You son of a bitch!
And we were out of there. A couple of minutes later, Boy and I arrived at Tyr's vault, and guess who we found? Modi. My boy had a complete mental breakdown. I destroyed this poor man's confidence and definitely made him suicidal, and I was on my way to get my boy healed. But this meant I'd have to return to Freya's. No, this can't be right. She thinks my boy's a complete piece of garbage. She'd never help him, and that was because of me. Because of my lies. I sat there not knowing what to do. Knowing that it was my fault I'd lose my son, when Mimir told me that I should just come clean.
The truth.
So I told her. I told her that I was the one who broke her fish traps. I told her that I was the one who pissed all over her tomatoes. I told her that I only helped her with her stupid pig because I wanted to smash.
No need to explain. Not to me, not for that.
And so I was off to Helheim. Helheim was a spooky place, but I knew I'd do anything to save Atreus. This vile place was a mess, and for some reason, I had such a difficult time during the whole thing. The bridge keeper was tough enough, sure, but he wasn't the end of the world. I ripped out his heart, gave it to Freya, and woohoo! My boy was alive! Woo, yay! You're alive, little Atreus, woohoo! What a day. I thanked Freya and promised to one day rebuild all the furniture I had destroyed, and to also grow her some new tomatoes. You know, I was so focused on getting this month's rent that I had totally forgotten about my dead wife's ashes hanging off my back pocket. As far as I was concerned, that was just a side mission, but You know, why not just get it over with? So Atreus and I climbed to the tallest point in all of Midgard when all of a sudden...
Give me rent. Brother, look out! Sorry, doesn't pay the rent.
Here's your rent! Little did I know my son was completely bananas. He yeeted himself at Dikovic, and before I could even do anything, he kidnapped him.
They have my son!
I took flight into the sky, and a few seconds later, I found myself falling through the air with Atreus. Thank God he was alive. But
hey, he's fine.
Where was Mr. Dikovic? Before we could even begin preparing for a fight, Freya came out of nowhere and told me she had come for the boy. That's when the boy pointed out that Mr. Dikovic was coming out of the water.
Do you have any idea at all, what you have cost me?
I had enough of this. This man was dying today, and so we fought. We fought and we fought and we fought. Luckily, Freya wasn't allowed to hurt us, so even though her mini Groot slaves rode me like a horse, they didn't leave a scratch on me. The boy and I fought so hard not only to protect Freya, but also to get this rent fiasco behind us. Mr. Dikovic would never be happy. No matter how much hacksilver we coughed up, he'd always be back for more. Here's your rent! Here's your rent! Ah! Here's your rent, you little snake.
Stop. Please.
So I stopped. This man was crazy, sure, but technically I was in the wrong here. He didn't deserve to die because of my unpaid rent, so I let him go. Now, I thought the situation was handled. I was sure that this whole fiasco was behind us and that Mr. Dikovic was gonna leave us alone. But imagine my surprise when he started to choke Freya for no damn reason at all.
Listen, it's a free country, it's not rent-free country.
This madman was on a rampage and his thirst for rent would never be quenched. I knew what I had to do.
You'll get your rent when you fix this damn door!
Ooh.
I don't know what happened to Mr. Dikovic that day. He was a good boy, so if he was acting out of the ordinary, he must have been in trouble. I think I was too blind to see that. And as I stood over his body with his emotionally destroyed mother holding him, praying he'd come back, I finally understood. This wasn't about the rent. It never was. All Mr. Dikovic ever wanted was a friend, and we turned him away time after time, until he eventually broke. Story's getting out of hand, man. Jesus Christ. So I grabbed my son, told him I loved him, and promised him I'd never bully him again. Mr. Dikovic showed me that anyone can turn with the right amount of bullying, and I didn't want that for my son. So, can you beat God of War without taking damage?
Yes.
Was this video even really about that? Oh god, I can see the angry comment section already. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe to me because I make new gaming challenge videos at least once a year. And make sure to click that bell. If you don't click that bell, you pretty well aren't subscribed to me, so make sure you click that bell. Thanks for watching. Check out my many other God of War challenge videos, and I'll see you... thick boys!
That is that. I'm just gonna go back right through the chat real quick. Alright, I think this was the last request. We're gonna find out. What was it? Where did it go? Python something or another God of War theory. Python. Silken. God of War. God of Boy. I mean, which one? I didn't even know this guy did God of War content. Apparently he does. At least a few videos. This is God of War. Alright, let's see. 8 minutes? Which one? On God of War theory. I think it was like pretty much any theory. Alright, how was Kratos? Kratos versus Boulder, blah, blah, blah. Let's see what's interesting. Why Tyr will betray Kratos and Atreus. Odin's Tyr in this. I don't believe that for a heartbeat.
Stopped construction, failing roads, and lost jobs. That's what could happen if Question 1 passes, because it lets politicians pass retroactive laws that could halt infrastructure projects. So say no to Question 1 and retroactive laws.
Sure.
So let's say you have to read an incredibly long email from your boss that you have to finish before the big...
That's crazy.
Are you coming with us?
Alright, here we go. He's up. Big boy. There be another trailer for God of War. I hope it comes out in spring.
You'll get your answer soon enough.
I don't think there's going to be another trailer. If there is,
how's it going, guys? It's Python Selkin here. Today we'll be talking about a very interesting subject, this time based on the God of War franchise. Following the reveal trailer of God of War Ragnarok, many fans were intrigued by the sudden appearance of Tyr, the Norse God of War himself, who despite not appearing in 2018's God of War, was of pretty great importance in its story.
This one mentions places I've never heard of. Seems Tyr really liked to travel.
Tyr believed the mind, not might, was key to preventing war and chaos. And he also knew visiting other cultures would give...
I like the little pantheons here. Like you see Egypt, you see, I think that's Japan. I think it is. There's Mayan over here.
Perspective, staying in one place could not.
Apart from the numerous references and stories in which he was mentioned, we also spent a significant part of the game inside Tyr's temple, where we learned of his travels to other pantheons in search of knowledge, wisdom, and peace. One of those was Kratos' own Greek pantheon, which means that Tyr must have surely heard of the up to this point, very much like Mimir did.
I'm dangling from the hip of the bloody ghost of Sparta!
Do not call me that.
Oh, don't mistake me, brother. From what I heard, the Pantheon had it coming. It's still a bit to take in.
Tyr is the son of Odin, which makes him a half-brother to Thor and Baldur. Unlike many of the other power-hungry gods, Tyr used his powers and abilities to seek peace between races. This led him to become very well trusted by the giants, who even gifted him with his magical bejeweled eyes made of Bifrost crystal, allowing him entry to all the realms. Tyr's relationship with the giants sparked friction between him and the Aesir gods, with Odin seeing him as a threat to his power.
Does Tyr have any superpowers like super strength or something? I'm not entirely sure, to be honest. We're gonna have to wait and see. Obviously he has the Bifrost eyes, but you never know how it's gonna work with each god because each god's different. So that's the only thing I know of. If you do watch it, the thumbnail is an old man.
Eventually leading to Tyr's imprisonment. Now this is where things get interesting. Very much like Tyr, in the past, Mimir also sought to establish peace between the realms, befriending many giants from Jotunheim in the process, to the point that he was also given bejeweled eyes in the form of Bifrost crystals, which made it more convenient for him to travel between realms. Suspected of aiding the giants, Mimir was imprisoned by Odin on Midgard's highest peak, where he was bound to an indestructible tree, spending the next century being tortured by Odin himself. Odin also plucked out one of Mimir's bejeweled eyes to keep him from traveling to other realms.
Odin made sure that no weapon, not even Thor's hammer, could free my body from these bonds. But fortunately, you don't need my body. The trick is, we need to find someone who can reanimate my head using the old magic.
Interestingly enough, both Mimir and Tyr were accused and imprisoned for practically the same reasons, that of collaborating with the Aesir's enemies, the giants, for peace.
But
Odin came to regard him as a threat to his rule. He suspected Tyr of collaborating to aid the giants instead of helping.
Hold up, wait a minute. Gonna take a picture of something right there from the runes. I never really noticed that before. Translating that later.
To steal their secrets for the Aesir. Same thing he accused me of, frankly. Though in Tyr's case, I believe he was right.
You think Tyr was helping the giants?
I do.
The only difference between Mimir and Tyr is that Tyr appears nowhere near as heavily imprisoned or tortured as Mimir was, which could raise a suspicion or two in the God of War franchise. Sure, Tyr may be Odin's son, But when it comes to betrayals, we really don't think the king of the gods would go easy on anyone who betrays the Aesir gods, or any other gods for that matter.
It did not have to be this way, my son. This path is of your choosing.
Alright, just go catch you later. Catch you later,
This
buddy.
scene happens towards the end of the game, as some of you might believe. It doesn't make much sense as to why this was shown to the audience so early, and in the trailer for that matter, unless there's another truth behind it. From what we've seen in the trailer, from a storytelling perspective, Tyr being locked up in a couple of chains and imprisoned behind just another large door is pretty much Odin serving Tyr to Kratos on a plate. In other words, handing him over to Kratos very easily.
Maybe.
His eyes.
That is a common
They are
theory.
jewels.
I don't believe it.
Considering Tyr was nowhere near heavily imprisoned as Mimir was, the fact that Tyr was left with both his bejeweled eyes intact, when we know Odin specifically plugged out Mimir's eye to keep him from traveling to other realms, raises even more suspicions that there could be more than meets the eye behind Tyr's rescue, and that it could all be
Maybe.
part of Odin's plan.
Tell me again how Odin knew we were going to Jotunheim before we did.
Odin is extremely clever, you see. Nearly as clever as he thinks he is.
Nearly, not all.
Let's not forget, Mimir warned Kratos about the Allfather holding tricks up his sleeves in Ragnarok's new trailer.
Odin's got tricks up his sleeve we haven't
friggin'
dared to
wait.
consider.
Odin could be using Tyr to get to Kratos, perhaps in exchange for his own life, or for the life of someone he loves. Or, Tyr could be serving the Aesir gods under certain conditions, being it's highly possible Tyr is already aware of Kratos' terrible past from the time he spent in Greece.
By the gods, why would Athena send one such as you?
Stay out of my head!
And knowing Tyr seeks nothing but peace, perhaps he believes Kratos will be the one to
thank
break
you
that
for-
peace, by causing the foretold Ragnarok,
I
the
will
end
be
of
doing
many of the powerful
gameplay. I
Aesir
don't know if
gods,
it'll be
just as Kratos once
live
did in the
stream,
past
but
with his family
you
of
never
Greek
know.
gods.
The death of Olympus means the death of us all.
Then prepare for your death, Poseidon.
Both
Shayne, what other
scenarios
games
could
do you
eventually
like?
end up with the
I like
Norse god of war betraying the Greek god of...
This might be a second. I like a lot of games, especially the older ones that I grew up with. Like we were talking about earlier, we were talking about Sly Cooper. I love the Sly Cooper series. I love the Spyro series, especially the Reignited trilogy that came out. That was awesome. Got it the day it came out. It was great. Love Mario games. I still have my N64. I'm literally looking at it right now. All kinds of other games, dude. Like I love Yu-Gi-Oh. Yu-Gi-Oh is awesome. Pokemon's a lot of fun. Shoot, what is there around here? Oh, Assassin's Creed. Love Assassin's Creed. There's a lot of games I really, really like. Oh, anything by Supermassive Games, kind of like Until Dawn. Man of Medan was okay. Little Hope was good. I can't wait for House of Ashes to come out. I like those games quite a bit.
of war. If that's the case, we're pretty sure Kratos is ready for anyone betraying him these days.
I can hold on no longer!
Whether Kratos is going to be betrayed by Tyr remains to be seen, but what we do know for certain is that Odin surely won't be an easy challenge for Kratos and Atreus.
No, he won't.
He's the Norse Allfather, comparable to Zeus from the Greek pantheon, and if we learned anything from previous God of War games, it's that we can surely expect some interesting twists and turns along the way.
Seriously.
Brave. In the middle of a battle, who will occupy Odin?
You,
DMC? I don't do well with abbreviations.
Now, only one remains.
Having said that, what are your thoughts on the matter? Should Tyr be trusted? Or do you think he could actually end up betraying Kratos and Atreus? What if this version of Tyr is actually the Allfather, Odin, in disguise? According to Norse mythology, Tyr should be missing an arm by Fenrir, and according to Mimir, these events should have already happened. Like Zeus, Odin is also known for his shape-shifting abilities. Many possibilities, and we'd love nothing more than to discuss this all with you guys. So whatever your thoughts and opinions are, we'd love to hear them in the comment section down below. Meanwhile, if you like this video and enjoy all things God of
War, huh? Like, you're kind of the first time I'm hearing about this. I don't know about all things God of War. does have a few videos in here. Definitely not all about God of War, though. All right, we got time for one more. News theories also. I might check that out later. I want to keep it rolling a little bit. Father of Boy, I think that was the last one. So we'll do that one. Everyone hold on to your other suggestions for next week. Like I said, it's going to be a little shorter today. I got a lot of stuff to do. But we'll definitely watch one more together. Let's see. YPT, Father of Boy. This has got to be it.
Fuck boy.
Oh, there. Do I see my father's car?
Hold it for next time. I promise. Get in early. We'll watch more videos. I promise.
Wow.
Wow.
Watch creators
you
and
also can do directions.
What
the fuck are you doing?
It looks like we are.
God is up.
Do you watch any sports? A little bit here and there. I don't really get a lot of sports on TV because I don't have a TV.
Boy.
I do like hockey quite a bit. I like mixed martial arts. I used to train mixed martial arts for a few years. That's a lot of fun to watch. I like baseball. Quite a bit. I played baseball growing up a lot. That's
fuck you, Atreus.
That's about it. Really? What up, AO?
You can't.
Coming in right toward the end of the stream. We're kind of a little bit short today, buddy. I'm sorry.
You do not want these hands.
My turn.
Their editing's pretty good. I like the sound effects. That's funny.
Struck a nerve, did I?
Ooh.
And so,
care to try again?
You talk too much.
Any games looking forward to releasing this year? Obviously not this year. 2022 God of War Ragnarok. Can't wait for House of Ashes, the Dark Pictures anthology series. Looking forward to that. I've had that pre-ordered for months.
Boy.
YPTS is funny as hell. Yeah, this is my first time I've seen it.
Boy was fucking my
I don't think there's a ton of other games we're really looking forward to right now. God of War.
It reads, Sacagawea.
If it isn't the bearded bitch, it is sex.
Whoa! You ever played Kingdom Hearts?
Stay here.
I am such a bad Kingdom Hearts slight fan. I played it a lot when I was younger, back in PlayStation 2 days. I always stopped at one point. It just lost my interest after a while. I know it's a fantastic series. I really should get into it a lot more. But I like it. I do like it.
Why did you do that?
Say it! You're
I think I made it probably like halfway through the first game every time.
First, you need to cut off my dick.
At least on the Guardians of the Galaxy, I know nothing about it. I am not a superhero fan whatsoever. MCU, DC. I know a little bit here and there, but I know nothing about Guardians of the Galaxy. So I have no comments on it.
Fuck you.
You tell me. Okay, that one got me.
Why did you do that? You killed against my wishes. Why did you do that?
Really quick.
Why did I do that?
releasing this year games. Evil West looks really cool. I thought that was really cool.
Why'd you do that?
Okay, I'll give you guys this. I think it's funny. Tom Petty. Okay, this is funny. I like this. Really, that's a Tom Petty. Imagine the impact, though. Hurts my arm. His ass, not our ass.
What did you do?
Super Mario. Love that game. I think I've beaten that like 5 times since I was like...
We are here because of you, bitch. Never forget that. This path you walk, you will find no peace. I know.
You faggot.
Stop!
I will rain down every violation imaginable
Will you
upon
now?
your cold body.
Sounds sexy.
And feed your souls to the vilest filth in hell. That is my promise. He raped me of everything. You were just an effort.
And you do not know me.
I know enough. Does he?
He does not, boy.
Boy, I fucked my father.
What? Okay, that was very interesting. Yeah, let me turn it down just a bit. Beep. Oh, that was interesting. It very much was. All right, everybody. I think it's going to be a short stream today. I apologize for that. I do have a lot of stuff to do. I need to make more videos for you guys. You guys haven't seen it, check out the Light Elves, the newest enemies, God of War Ragnarok, my latest video. Yo, Jonathan, dude, I am so sorry you were joining so late. We're actually just about to log out. I'm so sorry. Can't be that funny. It's pretty funny. Sorry, everybody. But next week, I'm going to hit you guys up about it because I might be going back to my original home. Maybe work a little bit, make extra money on the side. So I'll keep you guys updated. Did you already speak on Christopher Judge's news? I hope he's all right. I actually haven't seen that yet. I saw John Ford's video about why Sona God of War Ragnarok was delayed. So maybe we'll talk about that soon. Probably for sure. So whatever you guys want to see in upcoming videos, upcoming streams, hit me up in the comments. Tell me what's up. All right, guys. Love you guys. Thank you so much for coming out. I will see you guys in the next video. Everyone,